When I first met British girl Hayley Okines, she was 9 years old. 9 going on 90. You see, Hayley suffers from progeria, a rare ageing disease that sees kids struck down by the same illnesses that cripple their grandparents. Most of them don't live long enough to become teenagers, but Hayley's now 15, thanks to an incredible medical breakthrough. Finally, it seems, the progeria kids might stand a fighting chance. And if you think Hayley's inspiring, wait till you meet her American pen pal, Adalia Rose. You've probably never met anyone quite like the all-singing, all-dancing Adalia Rose from Austin, Texas. This 6-year-old has set the internet alight with homemade videos and her amazing zest for life.
What do you think?
Right, let's hear it. Ready, set, go.
I like hands and multiply, and I move and control.
Adalia has an extremely rare disease called progeria. Her tiny body is ageing 8 times faster than normal.
Thank you.
While her mind is like that of any other 6-year-old,
She stays asleep all the time.
she has an old person's body, arthritic and tiny next to her brother Marcello, who's just 18 months old. For her mother Natalia, the diagnosis was devastating.
I didn't believe it at first when they told me. And I went on Google and I searched it and I saw some things that I didn't want to see, and I told myself, it's not true, she doesn't have this. I was naive, I was only 18 years old.
For this young mum, still only 24, it's been a steep learning curve.
I got pregnant really young, but like my mom says, as long as you learn and you move forward, that's all that matters. And I learned quick.
Progeria is a cruel, ultimately fatal disease.
Help you? Are you okay? You got it. Well done.
Not that Adalia herself thinks for a moment she's unlucky.
Let me take it off.
Now you want to take it off? After all that effort to put it on?
She's happy, that's all that matters.
Oh, everything's a drama.
What have you told her about progeria?
Nothing. I tell her she's Adalia, and she's an angel, and she's perfect the way she is, and she's special, and she knows it.
No way! All right, ready to go. Oh my gosh! You gotta be kidding.
Adalia is one of only 100 kids in the world to have progeria.
Are you all smiling? No hiding.
They're a special club that reunites once a year.
Look at me.
Along with the laughter, they all share a disease that makes old people of the young, robbing these children of their hair, riddling them with arthritis, and leaving them susceptible to stroke and heart disease. A mutated gene, a devastating 1 in 8 million chance of bad luck, means many won't live beyond their 13th birthday.
Look at this. Chocolate. Chocolate. So, who's the chocoholic then?
Me.
Me. How's everything going?
It's going good.
At 15, British girl Hayley Okines has already lived longer than anyone expected.
I mean, do you ever explain to people what progeria is? What do you say?
I try, but I'm not very good at it.
Give it a go. What do you say?
It makes you age 8 times faster than normal people. And it makes you like really small and you lose all your hair. I feel just like an ordinary girl.
When I first met Hayley Okines 7 years ago, the future wasn't bright. Just 9, Hayley already knew just how unfair progeria could be. Her friend Michaela had just succumbed to the disease, aged 8.
What's her name?
Michaela.
Oh. And why did you name her Michaela?
Because my friend passed away. She's playing outside on the trampoline with her sister, and she just said that she didn't feel very well, and she lay down and she went to the hospital in an ambulance with my mum and her mum, and she went to sleep then.
for Hayley's mum, Kerry, it was heartbreaking.
It gets harder the older she gets, because I think how many more years have I got with Hayley? I mean, I look at her now and I feel blessed.
Are you good at driving this thing?
7 years on, Hayley is about to turn 16. In progeria terms, that's 128 years old. She's now confined to a wheelchair after repeatedly dislocating her fragile hips, but is as courageous as ever.
When you first learned that you would be in a wheelchair, how did you react to that?
I was really upset, and when we had to go to the shop to get the wheelchair and like get measured up and everything, I cried.
What do you think it was that you were crying about?
I think it's just sort of because it's such a big change, and I knew that I would like never walk again, and not be able to sort of do most of the stuff that I could have done. It was just really sad.
But for the first time, there's a real chance for kids like Hayley to live longer, thanks to a new drug treatment producing incredible results.
They deserve to live long, healthy lives, happy lives, having some medicine that cures them, that takes care of them, and they can just be happy kids and adults.
Dr. Leslie Gordon is searching for a cure to progeria, driven by the most powerful incentive possible, to save her only child, Sam, who was born with the disease.
And sometimes I had to be brave, and it wasn't always easy. But I realized that being brave isn't supposed to be easy.
By the time Sam was 16, his wisdom and his wit were inspiring.
Oh, wait, hang on a sec. One more piece of advice. Never miss a party if you can help it. My school's homecoming dance is tomorrow night, and I will be there. Thank you very much.
Of course, it's very, very personal, but every time I see another child with progeria, one of my patients running down the hall, I feel incredibly passionate.
That passion and drive has created some amazing scientific breakthroughs. Against all the odds, Leslie first tracked down the elusive progeria gene and is now developing drugs to treat and hopefully one day cure the disease.
Now, as you and I age, every year our blood vessels do become a little stiffer with time. Children with progeria, this happens very, very fast. And at the end of the trial, we looked and discovered that those blood vessels were much less stiff than when the children started the trial.
You would assume then that there would be less heart disease, less chance of stroke.
And that was incredibly exciting. That is, to me, the most exciting thing about this trial.
Leslie's research was a race against time for her courageous son, Sam. Devastatingly, a race that was lost in January when Sam died, aged 17, not long after our interview. But Leslie still isn't finished with progeria. Her Progeria Research Foundation is trialling more drugs and, although desperately short of funds, plans to invite every progeria child in the world to take part.
When it comes to the kids and the research that's being done, what is the Holy Grail?
The Holy Grail is cure. There is absolutely no reason why we can't go all the way.
So far, every child on the trial has shown some benefit from the drug, and for Hayley, her medical checkups have brought welcome news.
The heart's really good. Her vessels are not as stiff as they were sort of a few years ago before she started the trials.
You just want them to hurry up, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Faster, faster.
Yeah.
What makes you think it's going well?
I just feel good.
How about we go outside on the swing?
And over in America, that little girl with the heart as big as Texas, Adalia Rose, is also showing signs that the new drugs are helping.
Tell me when to stop. Almost ready?
This big personality, as we've seen, does she ever have tired moments, miserable moments?
No. Ever. Never. If anything, I have to remind her to slow down. She just gets too wild sometimes. She loves to dance. She loves to party. She loves to have girl time, like she says. Just girl time all the time.
This is my mommy, and I have my little brother.
With her lioness mum on watch, nothing and no one is going to dent Adalia's spirit.
What is your greatest fear for your daughter?
If somebody were to say something to her, that she'll believe it, and then she'll start living that life. But I bulletproof my daughter. And I tell her, you know what, you're Adalia, and no matter what you do, you're gonna be great at whatever you do. And she knows it.
At the ripe old age of 24, Natalia has a wise head on her shoulders. And it's one of the extraordinary things about this disease.
Good job, everybody.
All the mums in this story are as remarkable as their children, driven to feats of strength and determination most of us can't imagine.
What do you hope for your daughter?
That Hayley can go on and see many more birthdays and a 21st and, I don't know, maybe married, and it'd be great to see her get married. It'd be lovely.
For her part, Hayley seems more keen on boy bands than settling down.
Got your eyes on anyone other than the band?
No.
You know the saying, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And how
Get moving.
how tough do you have to be a mum of somebody with progeria?
How tough. You don't know how tough you are until it gets tough.
Go Bruins!
I think every mom could relate to, and even dad, could relate to how much you can do when faced with something like this in your own child. I mean, you don't matter anymore. Only the child matters, and you just pull everything out of yourself and just keep going.
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching. To keep up with the latest from 60 Minutes Australia, make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can also download the 9Now app for full episodes and other exclusive 60 Minutes content.